And tax season is officially upon us, and this past week the IRS actually started accepting and processing the 2020 tax returns. However, millions of Americans are still looking for answers. So 23BC's Kylie Walker takes us through the process this year for those with unanswered questions.
On a normal year, filing your taxes can be a daunting process, but now with all the added variables due to the pandemic, this is raising questions among taxpayers. So tonight, local CPAs break down everything you need to know, whether that's stimulus check related or anything unemployment based.
It's important to have a good relationship and communication with your tax preparer. Anytime there's changes like this, you want to make sure you're well informed. Because unemployment, for example, can completely change your tax situation. Same thing with gain or losses from the sale of stocks, and obviously the stimulus checks as well.
Joel Sandoval with Sandoval Tax CPA says it's important to stay in touch with your tax preparer all year long. This is to avoid those expensive surprises come tax season, which seems to be the case for many, according to Alif Friesium, another local tax preparer.
What I have been getting a lot of calls and emails regarding the stimulus checks, whether or not they are taxable, or unemployment.
And although he says that stimulus checks are non-taxable, they still need to be filed.
Professional tax software where the accountants deal with, there is an area that when we are preparing their 2020 tax return, we have to answer that questions, how much it was, and when they received.
And if you did not receive a stimulus check but still qualified for it, Sandoval says you're in luck.
You can actually request a credit on their tax return, so that way they're able to get that stimulus amount on their actual tax return.
And while these checks are non-taxed, this isn't the case for unemployment benefits.
Hopefully most taxpayers claim the box to have federal taxes withheld because unemployment benefits are taxable.
Sandoval says if you did not follow the process correctly when originally signing up for benefits with the EDD, then you could potentially owe money.
So therefore, their refunds are usually smaller, or they end up having to pay tax, which completely changes their situation.
And while unemployment was at an all-time high, the stock market was also making headlines, which Sandoval says is another factor to consider when preparing your taxes.
1099 would report the losses, and those losses could help you technically pay less in taxes or get a bigger refund depending on your situation. If you had a gain, though, then it would be the complete opposite. You would actually have to pay taxes on the profit that you made.
So prior to your tax appointment, preparers asked to have all paperwork on hand and ready. Now the deadline to file your taxes is April 15th, but if you happen to miss that deadline, you may be able to file for an extension, which will give you an additional 6 months. But Sandoval wants you to keep in mind that if you do owe money, this won't give you extra time to pay, but rather just to file. For now in Bakersfield, I'm Kylie Walker, 23ABC, connecting you.